Hello, I'm Kimberly, and this is the reading for Leo for their birthday month of July to August. I just started shuffling, and the first card out is the Page of Wands. Something has sparked your interest. It feels like there's either an offer, an opportunity to show a skill or a knowledge, or somebody's reaching out to you, inviting you to do something that you're really talented with, that you're really skilled at. I have the Six of Wands. You're gonna get some attention from this offer, from this activity or engagement, as far as it's going to kind of catapult you into an area where you're going to get a lot of positive feedback, a lot of notoriety, attention, clients. I don't want to say fame, although that word's coming up, but it's related specifically to something that you're really good at doing anyway. So it feels like it's coming through an opportunity brought upon by somebody else, that you're going to be really excited to take. Don't hesitate as by deliberating too much if you can trust this. Just know that you can sink into what you know you're good at, and go ahead and stand in your power. This is a month of stepping into your power. Some of the crystals that I've pulled out here for you are all master quartz, golden healer, very powerful quartz crystals. An opportunity I feel like is going to even come from this that is going to be lucrative. It's going to be financial based. Of course, with that, take your time in making your ultimate choice by stepping into your power, making sure that you're laying the terms of this agreement. I feel like in the past, it's been something that maybe other people laid the terms for you, and you felt like in order to have the success you desire, you had to go along with other people's game plan or their templates or their rules. In this case, allow yourself to have the confidence from your experiences to set your own standard, your own rule for yourself, without worrying that you're going to lose out on an opportunity, because you're not. You're masterful, you're skillful in something already that you've been working on, that you've been building. It's going to be different for each person what that thing is, but you'll know. You're a Leo. There's always something that you're the best at, and or something that you're passionate about, that you benefit from other people feedback, let's say even if it was something that's a new project, maybe not something you feel super confident in yet, but it's like you have the passion for it, and you know that you're gonna be good. You just kind of want, it's not validation. Don't let other people ever make you feel bad or anything. Ooh, I just dropped a ton of cards. I'm not going to take them all, but know that there's a lot of support coming to you from your ancestors. I'm going to take it like that, because it was just like a ton of cards. These are new cards, and they just slipped out, that fell on the floor. It feels like you're getting a lot of support. Like these opportunities, this is the abstraction of it, are always gonna happen for you. So let's say you take something and it doesn't work out. It's not a loss, it's just a not that particular thing. It's gonna come right back around. Like, as soon as you feel confident again and trust in your own skill. This is like, these are general readings, so I didn't really set an intention as far as career, work, love. I don't know, I'm just gonna kind of let it guide itself. But it feels like it's really coming out in this moment related to like a project that you're working on. So that's just the kind of like current energy in this moment. We can do a separate reading for love. It feels good to keep those maybe separate. But this is something that is about you setting the standard, you setting the rules this time, in a really grounded, confident way. When you do that, you're gonna gain a lot of respect in this industry or in this environment around this group of people that already see you as pretty amazing. Try to see yourself as amazing. I know that sounds so funny to say, but it's you Leos, like, just in, it's in a beautiful, natural way. When you share your gift and your beauty and your talent, your masterfulness with others, people, you open people's hearts. In that way, what you're working with, your skill is divinely given. It's not, yes, of course you work hard in the earthly world. It's a passion. These wands are passion. And I know that there's something that you want to see appear physically. You're like, I put a lot of heart into this. Like, I gotta see proof that it's gonna go longevity. The proof of the longevity is you. You're the proof of longevity, not necessarily what others think of you. It's what you think of you. Pardon. Not to be so like kind of abstract with the meanings. I hope this resonates. I haven't done a reading online in a really long time for a group of people, so it's interesting that there's so many directions this can go in. Okay, Ace of Swords. I feel like when you allow yourself to really communicate what your needs are here, because I feel like there's also a fear that if you express your it's not even boundaries, it's what you see for yourself, because I know you got something in there. You're not a impulsive, half-assed fire sign. You're somebody who knows your ultimate plan. You've known it since you were born. It's like you kind of just know who you are and what's best for you. The rest is embodiment of that, which is really powerful and really beautiful, and also really much a fixed fire sign energy to already know who you are. Your life path is about being that, right? And you're going to be constantly endeavored and faced with opportunities to be that. And if God will have nothing less than that for you. If there's ever something that comes up and it's not who you are, it's just not right for you. It's not the right one. Scrap it. Like, no second thoughts. Don't even stress or worry yourself about it. Focus back on your craft. With the Ace of Swords, I feel like you're gonna have this clear channel of confidence, of clarity, of being able to articulate skillfully through communicating what it is that you truly want for yourself. This is really cool to have both of these aces. This is actually so far a really beautiful spread. This feels very fortuitous. It feels very much like by you being able to articulate and ask for what you need, it's going to put you in a position that you feel like, wow, that was actually kind of easy. Why haven't I done that already? Sorry if the cards are a little off center. You're gonna realize in that moment when you do that and others respond to you as you would have wished they always would have, but didn't, because maybe you felt a little taken advantage or for granted in the past, because there was a sense of a lack mentality a little. If I don't take what's being offered, it'll never come back again. It's like, that's, as you see now and know, that's absolutely not the case, because what there can't be a lack when it's you. You're the master. You're the skill. What you have is constantly building and growing upon yourself and your gift. And it feels like in this story, it's somebody who's very gifted, who is very talented with a project or an endeavor or a talent or a skill that they have. So make sure that you speak up, and because I feel like you already know very clearly what it is that you see for yourself, and don't be afraid to state that. I feel like you're gonna get exactly what you ask for when it comes to something that is going to actually like boost you in your career and also your identity, because it's there is a very strong tie between what you do and who you believe, how you see yourself. It's kind of one and the same in this case, which is really powerful. This could also apply for Leos who have placements not necessarily even in the sun, moon or ascendant, but Venus, Mercury, Saturn in like the 10th or 11th house of career and public image and the community, because this feels like a lot about like purpose, how you show up in the world, how others see you. There's something that you want to be able to share with others. Temperance, such a beautiful card. This feels like a lot around, of course, balancing out your emotions. I feel like it's not just your emotions, but reactions. It feels like sometimes there's a little hot-headedness that can come through when it comes to this process, because this process can feel like it's almost like a jumping off of a cliff, and hoping your parachute opens, because if it doesn't, you're dead. This is and that's what I mean by hot-headed, where it's like it either works or you're dead. Which is not all necessarily, doesn't have to be that dramatic, because as we know, you being the gift, the abundance in and of yourself, nobody else is going to give you the gift or abundance. You already are that. You're just learning to recognize what it is that you, your value and your worth, so that you can set your standards of how you want others to recognize and treat you, and making sure not to get emotionally dysregulated in the process, so tied up in each little aspect of it, as far as determining who you are. If somebody's difficult or contrary, or seems like they're not being like completely honest, like know that you don't have to dip into that energy and mirror it back or let it affect you if you're a sensitive empath. It feels like it has nothing to do with you. Recognizing that people are who they are, and you clearly on this path are meeting all kinds of people, and it's not your responsibility to make everyone amazing. It's not your responsibility to make anybody amazing. Just be you're amazing. Some people who are sucky will always be that way. It doesn't matter how amazing you are, that's them. It has literally nothing to do with you. Don't let them be in your way. Don't let them trigger you or make you mad, angry, or frustrated, or like, man, how can I convince them otherwise? Just like kick that person down a notch. Don't pedestal people that you don't like. Ooh, I don't know who that was for. Because they're not maybe on your side right away. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And that was a really interesting and kind of intense message that came out through Temperance. I'm kind of doing this reading really intuitively, and I also know quite a few Leos in my life that are really, really amazing people, really powerful, grounded, talented people. Okay, I'm gonna pull 2 more cards for this story. There's so many cards that want to come out. The Two of Swords. It feels like with the Two of Swords, it's gonna come to, of course, making a choice. And you're going to find yourself kind of back in a typical pattern of having to choose between, it's not even one thing or another, but around trusting. It feels like you were betrayed. You have a feeling of betrayal that you've been through. I don't want to say betrayed, because then it makes it such a is thing, like, yes, that happened, I'm a victim. You're not a victim. Remember that choices other people make have everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. And I know how that sounds, like, yeah, we'll try being on the other end of that. So I understand that, but just know, like, again, people's choices are always, this is really insightful for me too, just so you know, like, people's choices are based upon what the best they can do, or the freaking worst they can do, because that's all they can do. It isn't about you personally. So don't allow yourself to make choices in the future based on things that hurt you in the past, is what I'm trying to say. And this is just kind of that mental, where, say something amazing, like super awesome is coming, and you're like, oh shit, like, I don't want, this is like super awesome, but what if, like, doubt. I remember last time, that time, oof, it's like, it almost like you end up kind of like putting little, bursting your own bubble or something, deflating your own balloon a little, because of the fear, or the paranoia. It's almost like, yeah, these like paranoias, like, but not everybody's like that. And because you're going to be setting the standard for what it is you want, you're going to be communicating it, speaking it articulately, beautifully. Like, write it out. You don't even need to write it out. I know you already have written it out probably before. Like, remind yourself of that. That if whatever, once you present what your requirements are, if it's not met, then they're not right for you. You're choosing them, not them choosing you. You see what I mean? Taking that power back. In that way, your choice is always going to be you and what's best for you. And it's like, it's such a reminder here. We'll pull a card that like tops it all, but for the whole reading. But it's a reminder that what's meant for you truly is for you. I feel like that energy with these aces are coming through so strong in this reading, and the Emperor right there, that's like the boss. You know what I mean? So it's not like, remember who's in charge here. I love the Leo energy, because it's so compassionate and gentle, and like the gentle giant, right? I think of a beloved cat I had that was ginormous and humongous, and he was the most gentle creature, and very embodied and big and strong and powerful, and just, it felt safe. Like, it just feels like your energy is that gentle giant, that's safe, knowledgeable, grounded. I know who I am, and I'm here to protect others. And it feels like there's like so many deeper, more spiritual messages to this that I haven't even tapped into within each card. This is just kind of like the first layer. But it's like, it feels like long-term kind of stuff is this action plan of you being able to speak up for yourself and set your own game plan, your own standard, will inspire others who are like coming after you, or that you will meet or network with, to do the same. Like, it's a very protective energy, and a very much a path working energy, and leading the pack. Okay, so your last card here is the Four of Cups. It actually came out in reverse. I wasn't gonna take reversals, but this Four of Cups, I feel like, is something where you're kind of like, you're putting the cart ahead of the horse a little bit right there, where it's kind of like, maybe you feel like you've tried this, you're getting a little, maybe you feel like you're like, it's too much work before you even start, because you are projecting a sense of like, this is going to be hard before it's even begun. Try to look at this project and each endeavor as something that is your purpose, which you know it is, but it's like you don't want your purpose to burn you out before you begin. It's not very sustainable for a life path, right? It's almost like it goes back to the temperance card of being a little hot-headed when it comes to the emotional aspect of like the sense of deservingness, which this is like in I feel this temperance is a life lesson, right? Because it's also a major arcana, and it's an internal energy that I don't think people necessarily even know about you. Like when you're experiencing it, they may not even realize it because you're so even keeled on the outside. Then the inside, this is like it's really dysregulating to you, and it puts you in doubt, and you're just like at first sight of something being a little bit like difficult, or people not on your potentially not feeling like they're on your side, and you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm just gonna like hold off and stall, but it ends up becoming, it's not a missed opportunity, but just kind of like something where you could have had some maybe little bit of emotional fulfillment from, even if it wasn't like the bing bang like top lotto winner, like skyrocket success right then and there. There's some sort of a emotional contentment and growth that comes with it, even if it's meeting new people, a new collective. It's almost like here in this card, of course, there's the Three of Cups here and the Ace here, and the person's like, I don't know if I'm ready for this new emotional opportunity here, because it might end up dysregulating me and I'll just feel like crap again, because that's what happens. When I feel like you're being asked to think differently in this case, at least with this storyline for this particular period of time, it doesn't feel like there's gonna be a loss, as long as you remember that you are the gift here. Nobody's giving you something that you don't already have. I hope that resonated. It was a little abstract, I suppose. I'm gonna see how you're showing up in your own reading, like for our okay, we just got a lot of cards that flew out. I'll take the ones that turned up. This is how you're showing up in your own reading. We've got the Nine of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Like literally, this is somebody who has actually even spent a lot of money investing in themselves, like probably works a lot, has saved a lot, put a lot of money away, is afraid of losing money, on making poor decisions or bad choices or being hurt or taken from. It feels like that by those fears, that there's an element of nobody's gonna, can I cuss? No, I'm not gonna cuss. No one can F with my happiness. It's coming through like the boss here, right? The Nine of Cups is like, nobody's gonna F with my happiness ever again. It's like the bodyguard is protecting these cups that you've restacked, as if like other elements will come in and knock them over or something, just with disregard, or drink out of your cups with like total disregard. And these are sacred to you. Building your contentment and your happiness is sacred. And it feels like you've got a guide around you, a spirit guide or a family member, like an ancestor, if not somebody in physical form, then it's in spiritual form, like in the invisible, who really is protecting you and looking out for you, and is on your side. So you don't have to fear that you're going to be taken from or anything, because I feel like it just kind of becomes a bummer, and it can be stressful to your emotions. That energy I get from this is somebody who is a very hard worker and strives a lot, and has expectations to be met in the same measure that they put out, have put forwards towards what they're creating, and has felt often that has not occurred, or even the opposite, where they've been like hurt or betrayed or taken from. So just remember that nobody can take from you who you are. Allow yourself to trust in the things that are showing up for you when you're staying in your confidence, and your knowingness of who you are. Let everything else lead from that energy. And it'll literally mirror back to you who you are. The bottom of the deck here is the Eight of Pentacles. Again, this is someone who's like really working and honing on their craft. These look like records, like gold records. I feel like if this reading's for a friend of mine, she's a musician. Like this person knows that they're gonna make it. Look at how his clothes are all tattered too. It's like, I don't have time to shower or change. I'm working on my skill, my craft. Nobody else is gonna do it for me but me. But remember to allow yourself to show up and receive from others that maybe are looking out for you. Just you're setting the parameters for how you want them to show up. And again, if your rule of thumb is, if they're not showing up in that standard, that's not the right people or person or offer or opportunity for you. It doesn't make them evil, bad, wrong, or anything. It's just not for you. And it's like, next, moving on. And know that there is a beautiful insight, a connection. You're always receiving a gift from it. And it's not one of those things where like, oh my God, something bad just happened. What's my spiritual lesson thing? It's like, no, it's networking. It's moving forward. It's literally expanding, because a lot of what you're working on and creating is going to be based on how it affects other people. So know in every single moment, whether you're in the project or not, you're on the spiritual purpose. The purpose is always happening, whether you're sitting in the workbench or not. It doesn't stop when you step away from the work. I was gonna say, you're probably like, yes, the work keeps on going. The purpose, it's the purpose. You know what I mean? I hope that kind of resonated. Yeah. Let's pull an energy for you, a light code. These are kind of cool cards, and I'll read to you the description for Leo. And then I'm going to post separate a Leo oracle card, a really pretty one, in a different video. Healing. I love that. This is your light code symbol. So for healing, this is an energetic transmission right here, healing for this month. Really, really powerful and beautiful card. And that it's called a diamond light code, and it connects you with the healing support of Mother Earth. Lifts out patterns of thought and emotion that are no longer needed, and refreshes your energy field. Travel the healing spiral to the source of imbalance, and then unwind and release through the heart. I love that. All you have to do is look at this image and invoke it into your throat chakra or brow chakra. There's a secondary throat chakra in the pit of your throat, which is your channeling. That and into the brow, it's your channeling chakras. So, you're receiving the code. Thank you, Leo. Love you.